See you again as well.
Finals, you made it here, right? I mean, the journey, I guess, is still going, but I mean, you got to this part. Obviously, that's no easy accomplishment. So, what's the feel for you right now?
Man, I mean, it's really cool, but I mean, it's just like the last time I was here talking to media. I said I fully expected to win the competition, so this isn't something that's like really surprising. It's really cool being here, but this is where I expected myself to be, and on Saturday I expect myself to win on Saturday as well. So
Very nice. I guess your overall feel of how the experience will probably change depending on the result on Saturday. But right now, how would you describe the time of the Ultimate Fighter? It's been a while since we had the show.
No matter what happens from this point on, my experience on the show was so incredible, man. I've said it once and I'll say it a million times. I mean, Volk, Craig, Uncle Joe, Frank, Woody, Colby, all those guys, the whole coaching staff, they were all amazing. Volk was an incredible example of like not only of what it was like to be a champion fighter, but what it was like to be a professional. It's just the guys on my team, they were all awesome. We all put in work every day. We all got better together. So it was a great experience. No matter what happens, I'll always look back on the Ultimate Fighter very fondly.
That's awesome, man. So you make it to the finals, and then you get an opponent switch a couple weeks out, right? Give me, what your initial thoughts were. How much did that change everything for you, getting a new opponent?
It was kind of a bummer because I really wanted to fight Trayshawn. You know what I'm saying? Me and Trayshawn, we've almost gotten booked to fight each other multiple times, even before this show. Like we almost fought each other for $300 to show, $300 to win in Myrtle Beach last year, right before COVID started, and so it was just going to be a really cool thing. But unfortunately, Trey's out. Gilbert's in. I couldn't be happier for Gil. Gil's a cool dude. Obviously we spent a lot of time together in the house. Totally different fighting style, completely different fighting style. But fortunately, I just feel incredibly sharp right now, just overall. We were game planning for Trayshawn. We were preparing ourselves for his skill set, but I just feel so sharp overall. It doesn't really matter who's stepping in right now. I feel like I can handle the business. So, yeah, I feel all right.
You feel like you have to fight Trishan at some point, or maybe this was like the Habib Tony Ferguson of tough, whatever just never comes together.
Man, my wife thinks that this is like a sign that fight's never meant to happen, and if it happens, cool. If otherwise, I'm not going to think too much about it. I'm going to keep on doing my thing. I'm going to keep on, continuing my professional career. I can't sit here getting caught up on, one person, like a whole what-if situation. So, maybe, that's it, maybe. Who knows, It'd be cool. But, if it doesn't, whatever. So.
In the meantime, does fighting a teammate prove more challenging? Does it make it difficult, or change how you approach the fight?
What's interesting about this, and I'm be curious to know if Gilbert feels the same way. Even though I've had a small amount of time to get ready for this specific opponent, the familiarity that I have from training with him actually, makes my knowledge of him way, I have a greater knowledge of him than, I have of someone who I've never, sparred with or rolled with, but I've watched, tons of tape on them. So it's really interesting, fighting a teammate, but but at the end of the day, it's a fight. So you just have to go in there and fight and, see who's the better man. So, we'll see, man. We'll see.
Very nice. Last thing for me, what would victory mean to you here? I mean, winning the Ultimate Fighter, I know it's just a step in the journey, I guess, but still a big accomplishment. So, I mean, what would this win mean for you?
Man, it would be huge, because this is one of those things where me personally, I know the likelihood of me ever being in a situation like this ever again is like never gonna happen, you know. So to be able to be the Ultimate Fighter, you know, that's something that, you know, I'll be able to carry with me to my grave. You know what I'm saying? And this is the only chance I'll ever have to win that. So, you know, it would be tremendous. You know, it'd probably be the biggest, you know, individual accomplishment I've ever had in my, you know, personal life. So it would be huge. It would be huge.
We've had some crazy stories from some of the guys about what's been happening in the house that we didn't get to see on TV.
Yeah.
You heard about the Howler Head incident and the running around naked. I'm curious if you have any fun stories you want to share with us.
Who told you the running around naked story? That should be my story.
Well, give us the details. Then we only heard very little.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, and you know, this is why I was so surprised that no nudity made the TV, because there was multiple occasions. The first time, and I'll just go into the best ones. I'm not gonna go into all of them. I'll go into the best ones. But the first time Volk had came over to the house and he was doing like a little cookout for me and the boys, and towards the end, me and Ryder, we were playing Volk and Uncle Joe in a game of pool, and the losers had to go do, you know, to quote Volk, a nudie run, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, Volk is like low-key pretty good at pool, and Uncle Joe was in my head, you know what I'm saying? He was talking mad junk, and I don't know if it was the accent or, you know, how old he was. It was really messing with me. So me and Ryder, we got smoked, and yeah, we ran around the whole house butt naked. Bless the heart, there was this one production lady who had no idea. We came around the corner around the house, and she was like, oh, you know, but and then the next time, it was like right before we left the house, me and Ryder, we had Scrappy, you know, introduce us, give us like a, you know, like a basketball style introduction, and yeah, we went out and streaked through the Apex Center during Ortega's team practice. So, you know, we just wanted to give them a farewell gift because, you know, we just appreciated sharing the gym with them so much. So, yeah, you know, no streaking made it. We played this one game of speed Jenga. It was one of the nights where there was like multiple people under the influence. Everyone was pretty, like, for the most part, professional during the whole course of the show, but there was a couple nights where people like let loose, and it was always, I mean, maybe it was funnier being there and, you know, maybe being under the influence as these things are happening. But yeah, there was a bunch of stuff that happened that didn't make TV that I thought was kind of like would have been TV gold. But, you know, I'm not a producer, so I don't know, you know, what I'm talking about necessarily.
For the record, I believe it was Gilbert who told us the story, so it must have left a lasting impression on him.
You know, all right, if it's Gilbert, I'll give it a pass, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, he might have had to see something that he wasn't ready for, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Thanks for taking the time, but you hit the nail on the head earlier, of course, but at the end of the day, it's a fight, like you said. But what were some of the adjustments you had to make, if any, for your new opponent? Like,
I mean, you know, you don't have to get too complicated with it. I mean, if you just like look at, you know, his tail of the tape versus Trey Sean's tail of the tape, you know, you'll notice that, you know, Trey Sean's a lot shorter, doesn't have the reach that Gilbert has. You know, Trey Sean didn't wrestle like Gilbert wrestled. With that being said, Gilbert isn't as fast as Trey Sean is, you know what I'm saying? So they're both extremely dangerous fighters. They're just dangerous in different ways. So it was more or less kind of like making mental notes on just like little things. Like if I end up in certain positions where I would have felt like I had more liberty to do certain things in certain situations against Trey, now against Gilbert I have to react differently because of Gilbert's skill set. So just nothing crazy, just little minor things me and my coaches have talked about.
Okay, excellent. And one last mental note. Not much of a choice, but would you have preferred being in front of a live audience, some fans saying your name, or you're good with the apex and that, like, that quiet, you can hear your coach type level?
Man, I wanted all the fans. I wanted all the noise. I wanted all the energy. It would have been awesome. Oh, man. Because, and granted, I'm not going to, take this for granted. This will still be, an amazing experience. But on the show, we fought twice in the Apex with no fans. You know what I'm saying? And so if we would have been able to have the finale in front of fans, that would have been a whole new experience. And that would have just put the, cherry on top of, this crazy ice cream sundae, you know what I mean? Fans would have been awesome. It'll probably be less... I'll probably be less anxious with there being no one in the audience, but I would have rather had fans there.
All right, excellent. Thank you, and best of luck Saturday.
Thank you. Sweet.